Well, as you can see, it's a very wet day this morning. It's Monday the 29th. I've got work only in the afternoon today, and tomorrow I've got a few days off. Hooray! Well, I had quite a few days off last week, but it was all basically due to the needs of taking care of arrangements and supporting Richie with the passing of Tatai. So today it's kind of like trying to get back into normal routine. I love the rain. Not all the time, but it's nice to get this rain on the land. And it's one of the things I enjoy about the Philippines. I enjoy a lot more about the Philippines. There's a lot more things to enjoy about the Philippines than there are not to enjoy about the Philippines. But one thing I really do get angry about in the Philippines, and it's ongoing, it does seem to happen. We've done a lot of it in sorting it out on our compound, but after having a lot of people here and stuff, the sort of thing I'm talking about, which I really dislike, is this. Caused by human negligence, basically. Obviously, you know, the dogs, the chickens, the other critters have rummaged it and opened up bags and dealt with it, but it didn't have to happen if humans used a bit more common sense in how they dispose of their rubbish in the first place. I mean, this piece of ground we're on, I mean, for many years, it was the, you know, before we arrived here. Oh, and when we arrived here, down here was quite dirty, quite difficult. I mean, you couldn't come down here really and play comfortably or sit comfortably because it was literally a dumping ground. People were dumping their rubbish here. All kinds of things were being dumped in this area. And I mean, it's all Rich's land, of course, but I mean, it was basically a wasteland. There was nothing going on down here. A few trees had been planted, but you know, they were from a long time ago that they were being cultivated. But this was being left as a dump. So we decided, okay, let's build the house here. Let's make this an attractive location for relaxing in and sitting, and hence why we ended up building a house. But before we did that, we spent a lot of time, effort, and money cleaning the place, you know, and Ronnie spent many a day cleaning rubbish, and it was everything. Glass had to be got rid of, tin cans, everything, rubber, plastics, wood, you know, old bits of wooden furniture, electronic items, batteries, all kinds of things. We cleaned it up, we got rid of everything. And yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, it doesn't happen it's not a problem for this compound as such. It's a typical problem everywhere. If you allow it to get out of hand. Obviously, you know, we had, with our ritual of not being able to even clean the house, because of as members of family, it's one of the customs, you can't do certain things. We couldn't even re-enter the house to get the keys for the e-bike after we left it on the day of the funeral, on the Saturday. So we had to make other transport arrangements because I couldn't use the e-bike to get across to the memorial grounds. You know, Richie said I couldn't go in the house and get the keys. I didn't know, so you know, she didn't want me to go in, so I just couldn't go in. So I had to get a lift there and back. Because these are the customs. So, and then cleaning the house and cleaning rubbish was part of the process. And Richie said there's certain things that Tatai had to be burnt, like bedding and stuff. It's a custom, a tradition. So Richie did say they're going to be burning the bedding down the bottom. And I thought, okay. But when I look at everything here, there's not bedding. This is kitchen refuse and goodness knows what else that's been here left to. You know, and the trouble is, once animals get involved in it, then after that's what you get. So now I've got to get somebody, pay them to do a thorough clean-up here again, because no one will do it really unless I pay them to do it. So I'm not going to get stressed over it, because in the end, but you know, when I'm paying someone to do this, I could have been paying them to do the gardening, or paying them to do some work on the house for me, or pay them to do something constructive. Instead, I'm paying them to do some pick up refuse that shouldn't have been there in the first place, to be honest. You know, I'm paying for work that shouldn't need to happen. So when people see me in a bad mood, that's probably why sometimes. I don't want to think it's all glamour and dreams here in the Philippines. It's not. There are lots of things that one has to deal with. Unfortunately, this is one of them. Constantly dealing with rubbish. We don't have the luxury in the Philippines of utilities. Yeah, we don't pay any council tax, that's true, where they come and take their rubbish away for you. We do have a guy actually who does come once a week and does some, but it has to be managed in a certain way. And when things get left, only a matter of days, this is what can happen, basically. Okay, now being a Monday, there's no work going on the house today, which is normal. Tomorrow, I'm not sure. We'll go and check with Richie now if the house is being worked on tomorrow. I hear Ronnie, who we use for not just house building, but other handiwork and gardening as well, which, you know, we pay him on a weekly basis for lots of different things he does around here. But apparently, what Richie tells me, he's hurt his back. So that could be a bit of a problem. They're inside the house as well with stuff going on, cleaning up Tatai's room that's going on and getting that into some kind of order, and yeah, recovering basically from the ordeals of last week and getting back to normal. However, this isn't, you know, I don't want to have people concerning themselves with this behind me. No, this is, I don't let stuff like this upset me at all. You know, some foreigners would be absolutely on the next plane for something like that. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's a mindset. It's about, you know, doing things right the first time so these kind of things don't happen. And we've been working on this for over nearly 18 months now. Cleaning the yards up constantly, getting people into the habit of not throwing rubbish down or putting it in the wrong place so that animals can make a mess, dealing with the process effectively. Sometimes our guard goes down and then this type of thing does happen. Obviously our guard was down last week because we were dealing with other things anyway. But it just shows the lack of common sense when you're leaving someone else to do certain things. It's a lack of common sense. It's still raining, but let's have a look at the garden. these are the chilies, which I see are already starting to flower. And the gourd is growing nicely. Again, Ronnie constructed this frame for growing these. Lemongrass doing well. We're going to grow lemongrass around the house, you know, once we've got the frame finished and it built. Richie wants to put lemongrass around the border of the house, basically. And lemongrass is good at keeping mosquitoes away naturally, so that works really, really well. Yeah, and all the fruit trees are doing well, which is great.